Hey everybody, Laura here, and I am doing my Monday cooking show, and I'm super excited, but I may have overextended myself. So we will see how this goes. I couldn't decide between the recipes. I'm like, I would really love the Southwestern salad, and I really love the broccoli cheddar chicken nuggets. So I picked two of those, and then I will make the other chicken at some point this week for everybody. So if you are popping on live, put live. If you're watching the replay, put replay. And then when you share the video, then you get a chance to win next week's prize. So I will be drawing for last week's prize somewhere in the middle when I remember. And let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start with the Southwestern salad, and I will put the recipe in after I get finished. So um, yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get started with that. I'm gonna start by making the dressing. Um, and I think I want to make it, I have like this pile of bowls over here because first of all, I love bowls, but second of all, I couldn't decide what I actually wanted to use. So, all right. So we're going to start with the dressing for the Southwest salad, and I need jalapeno, which I am leaving out because I am not a jalapeno fan. So just take that right out of there. And I've got ranch dressing, which is supposed to be light, but all I have is regular. So I'm going to use a little bit less. And you're supposed to use like 3/4 of a cup. So I did like half of a cup. And I'm going to pop that in my bowl. Throw that in the sink. My goal is to be able to watch the replay of my video and clean up everything and have it all clean by the time I'm done watching my own replay. So, okay. Then I've got the seasoning, which I'm using Southwest seasoning, which is a blend of seasonings, and it's onion and garlic, chili peppers, and they say spices and salt. So it smells amazing. But I need 2 teaspoons. I'm going to set this for 2 teaspoons. Pop that in there. Okay. Put that aside in case I need it later. Start moving this stuff over because this little operation is going to end up a little tight. Okay, and then next up I need a lime. So lime juice in a small bowl. Okay, so I'm going to take my lime, cut it in half. These are the coated knives. They're wonderful, super sharp, and sharpenable, which if your knives are pooping out on you, definitely like start sharpening them because it is worth it to do. And it's actually pretty easy. So there's my lime. You put this in with this side down, which is, I was doing it wrong for like a year and a half. Not that it doesn't work that way, but I was doing it wrong. Okay, pop that in there. Done with that, and I need a whisk, and I forgot to grab one. So, okay. So I'm gonna whisk this up. Give me a nice fresh dressing. It says refrigerate it until you're ready to use it, but I'm gonna put it all together and put it all in the refrigerator anyway. So, okay, then I'm going to cook the chicken, which I went ahead and started, and that's what's beeping at me over here, which is piping hot, so that's going to be tricky. Pop that out. Cancel my air fryer so it doesn't beep at me. I'm going to let that cool before I start chopping it up. And remove to a bowl to cool. So let's do this one. And I'll just go ahead and pop it in a bowl so that it'll cool, because if it stays on those hot pans, it's never going to cool. So I just put it in the air fryer. I'm using chicken thighs. I always use chicken thighs instead of chicken breasts. I just think that they taste a little bit better, and they're just a little bit easier to cook and cook properly. So I just stuck them in the air fryer for 10 minutes, switched them at the 5 when it beeped at me, and I put salt and pepper on it. And then I popped it in for a couple more minutes just to make sure it was completely cooked. So I'll put my chicken over there. And then I need to cut the olives in half. I'm using the close and cut. And I get to pit them, which is really cool. So I need a cup of olives. So I'm going to use the pitter here, cherry and olive pitter, which I'm wondering if see which size fits better. I think this one actually is better. I haven't actually done this, so we'll see if I am able to do it right on the first time. Okay, well that was amazing. All right, so straight down the middle, super easy. Sometimes I try things ahead of time. Sometimes I'm just like, yeah, it's gonna work, so I'll just go for it. And this was kind of one of those days. It was like, yeah, we're just gonna go for it. But this is great for cherries. Pops them right down the middle. So if you're eating cherries or you're making cherry pie, it's a great way to get those pits out of there. So today is Monday, and yes, I'm wearing an Ohio State shirt. It is homecoming week at my school and in my district. So we have like fun dress up days. So today was your favorite sports team. So picked Ohio State so I could go and be supportive today. Tomorrow, I think, is at the high school. I think they're doing bougie day, which cracks me up. And then I think at the middle school, it is bright colors tomorrow. So we'll see which one I pick. I actually really enjoy Bougie Day, so I might end up like flipping over to the high school. Um, Also at the high school today, they did, I think it was like soccer dad or like it was, I don't know. But these kids looked hilarious. They looked like 80s parents. Oh my gosh, I was cracking up. They looked hilarious. So I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen these outfits before. So almost done. 3 more to go. But super fun, like homecoming week, and it's nice to have like school spirit. Not that we don't always, but it's always pumped up for homecoming, which is super cool. Okay, pop that into the sink. I'll take care of the pits in a little bit. All right, so next I'm going to use my close and cut. I could just chop them, but I want them to be halved, so I'm going to take my close and cut, slice right down the middle, and then they're all good to go, which is awesome. So easy. And split them right down the middle. I missed a couple. Might actually do that one more time. I was kind of wondering with it not being like big black olives, like how that would do. So yeah, there we go. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so that split them like great. Okay, so let me set that here. Cut off the top of the red bell pepper. Go ahead and do that. Not worried about using the same knife because it's all going to be mixed up together anyway. And then the scoop loop, which is also great for pumpkins, and there's a pumpkin carving kit, so totally check that out. But it gets all that icky stuff like out of the pumpkin, like so easy. But this one is really seedy. Hate those seeds, they drive me crazy. I'm gonna actually rinse that because there are tons of them. Okay, my little label off of there. All right, and then let's figure out what we're doing with this. Remove the seeds with a scoop loop, which I did. Cut the bell pepper into chunks, and then it says to use the manual food chopper, but I'm actually using that in my next one, so I'm going to skip that. I'm just going to rough chop it. Maybe grab my chopper. Okay. If I can get away with a recipe that doesn't use the chopper, that's like unheard of. I use the chopper like all the time, and it's so easy to clean, which is kind of my prerequisite. My kids just don't like it when I use this and they're sleeping. It sounds like an explosion. Chop these a little bit so that they fit in there a little better. So if you're just hopping on, this is for my Southwest salad, which lots and lots of you voted for, which thank you, by the way, for taking the time to vote. I'm also doing the broccoli cheddar chicken nuggets. So I kind of went in and I was like, all right, let's look for some like, not completely keto recipes, but for some things that were like just a little bit less on the carbs. Because last week I did like a full-on pasta and everybody loved it. And I'm like, I don't want pasta every night around here. So like, I need something that's got a little less on the carbs. And so it's really good. Everybody wants to eat it. But Okay, so there we go with that. Set that aside. All right, so cut the bell pepper. That's good to go. Dice the avocado. So we'll do that next. Could have used my avocado knife. That would have been smart since it is sitting right here. Put that over there. So I've got this cool, isn't that the neatest? Like, and you just pop it in here onto the avocado and then just twist and it's like good to go. And then I'm just going to dice this like in the skin, I guess avocado skin. I think that's what that is. And just set it here for when I need to put it into my salad. But you have to be careful because this knife is like crazy sharp. So if you push too hard, like through the skin, it'll like slice your finger, which is not cool. Okay, then chop the lettuce with the salad chopper. So, lettuce. Okay, I'm gonna put my lettuce in here just to save a step. These over here because that's where it's going anyway. So, go ahead and cut off the end of my lettuce. I had a huge like thing of remains, so I've like found the hearts. That's what you're supposed to use, is use the hearts. And then using the salad chopper, I'm just gonna let it do the work for me. Get in there and chop it up. Everything bite-sized, and then nobody needs to use a knife when you have salad. That's kind of like one of my pet peeves is I love salads, but dude, I do not want to like cut a salad. I want to just eat it, and I want to have it like all mixed up so that every bite that I get has like the best flavors ever in it. But I don't want to like use a knife on my salad. That's just kind of my thing. Okay, that did a good job. Put that in there. Okay, so there's my lettuce. So you can see. So, okay. And it says combine the lettuce, olives, bell peppers, beans, corn, and chicken, which I have not done my beans yet. So we'll do that next. Okay, if you have one of these can openers and you're not sure how to use it, which I hear all the time, here's what you do. So you take it and you go straight in until you kind of feel it click, and then you turn. Okay, and then you can kind of feel it like it's like it gets easier. So then you take these little clippers right here, take that, peel it up, throw that in my garbage bowl, and then I'm going to go rinse these. So I'm just going to take this and put it over the top and then rinse it. And get all that yucky black bean stuff out of there. And then I'm going to put some cold water in the can. Then I don't have to like dirty up a colander. And then I'm going to dump it again so I can get all of that yucky, like, I'm not sure what happens to black beans when they go into the can, but there's definitely like something extra that is created in those cans. Get all the water out. Okay. So I'm going to toss this in my bowl and let me check how much I need before I overdo. Black beans, 1 cup. Okay, we're just gonna eyeball it. All right, so I need that, and then I need my guacamole or my avocado. Pop that in there. So because I cut it, I can just kind of like squeeze it in there, and it'll go in little chunks. This saves me a little time. That's kind of fun. All right, and then I need my red bell pepper. I'll put that in there. Okay, then my olives. Put in there. And then my corn, which I use like frozen corn, and then I'm not going to eat it right away. So I'm not real worried about it like being frozen right now. So it just makes it a little easier. Okay, scooch those over out of the way. And then I need my dressing and my chicken. So I bet my chicken is probably about able to be cut. So check it real quick. Oh yeah, it's perfect. Okay, I get my chicken all chopped up. And I kind of like to know that it's chicken when it's a salad like this. So I don't chop it up like super tiny. I also usually double the amount of chicken in the recipe because I want it to have enough protein to like count as a full meal instead of it just being like a little bit of protein. I want it to be like enough to be like I can take a scoop of this to school and that can be my lunch. So I don't have to look for another protein and add eggs or something like that. Just kind of rough chop this up. It's not too big in my bites. I can get that like perfect bite, little bits of everything in there. Okay, two more to go. Glad I cooked that ahead of time. That was a lot to manage. But super fast because I just did it like at I don't know. I came on live at 4 o'clock and I put it in at 3:50. So yeah, it's super easy and fast. And like I said before, I just did like salt and pepper on the chicken. And then I'm using chicken thighs instead of chicken breast, which is what I always do. That's like my one hot spot right there. That's the only part that was hot. Okay, cool. Put this over here. Wash my hands because now they're greasy. Okay, then cool thing about these cutting mats is now that I've cut it, I can just dump it right in, which is nice. And then put that in the sink. Wash that later. Okay, it says you're supposed to top with the avocado, but as you know, in true Laura form, I didn't completely follow the instructions. So this is my dressing that I made a few minutes ago. I'm going to grab a spatula or scraper so I can get that all in there. I don't want to lose any. I didn't have white ranch, so I just used less. And then actually used um, more lime. So less on the heavy stuff and a little more on the lime because I could really never have too much lime. All right. Put that in there, throw that into my sink. All right, and then I'm going to toss this, which I think I'll use this to toss it because it didn't get into the sink quite yet. Gosh, that's pretty. And it smells amazing. I love the Southwest seasoning. I don't use it a lot because I do tend to go like more Italian or Mediterranean, like with my seasonings. But it's such a good switch up. It's like the honey sriracha. Like it's just a good switch up. It's not something that I necessarily want every day, but it's such a quick way to add a pop of flavor. And I mean, look at how beautiful that is. Like so pretty. And it smells amazing. But cool thing about these bowls is I can just like pop a lid on there, which I have a million of them over here waiting because I didn't know what size bowls I wanted to use. So pop a lid on there and just stick it in the fridge. And then if I want to use it for lunch, I can use it for lunch. If I want to have it like a little bit aside for my dinner tonight, I can have some just to kind of get some veggies in there and some yum crunchy bites. Okay, so that's all ready to go. And like I said before, I will put the recipe up. I didn't get it pre-posted, so I will do that in a bit. Okay, so now we are going to switch gears just a little bit, and we're going to make broccoli cheddar chicken nuggets. So let's see. So what I have is a mess. All right. So I need 3 ounces of broccoli florets, which I never have fresh broccoli, but I do almost always have frozen broccoli. So I'm going to use frozen broccoli. And I'm just going to throw some in there. I'm not going to bother to measure it. That's probably about a cup. Because if I end up with too much, I'll just eat it. So it's not any big deal. Let's not be lined up. Nope, I'm not lined up. This is a manual food chopper, and it was like one of my very first products when I ordered my kit. And I use it all the time. Make banana pancakes with this. Make all kinds of stuff. Because you could make like salsa or dressing or whatever you want. Just something that, you know, needs a little chop to it. And it's kind of fun. So. It says about 1.5 cups, so I think I'm a little low on my broccoli. So I'm going to go ahead and pump that up. But it's doing a good job getting in there. Pump up my amount. That's probably too much now. You could also use the Flex Plus and use the food processor would be great on this too. Then I need to coarsely grate the cheese. I need about half of a cup. And I'm supposed to add it to the processor, which I probably have so much broccoli in there, I probably can't do it. So I might switch gears here and use my plus. I make a mess. All right. I did end up choosing to use a little bit more chicken than I was supposed to, so having a little extra of the breading will be no big deal. Okay, so I'm going to pop that in there. Probably could have just started with that. Can never have too many scrapers, right? Never. And they don't stain, which I hate, like dirty scrapers. They just look gross. Like it looks like it's like got my leftover meal on it from the last time I was like cooking. So not my jam. Okay, so I need like a half of a cup of cheese. So I'm kind of thinking I'm just going to grate this into it. This is Colby Jack. I probably would use like sharp cheddar or Colby or like something like that in there. And if you're watching calories, just use a little less or use like a low-fat cheese. Okay, that looks good. All right. Cheese, breadcrumbs, and the cheese, breadcrumbs, till it is finely chopped and mixture is combined. Okay, which I'm looking at this and I wasn't actually supposed to have the broccoli in here. So isn't that awesome? Oh well. Okay, so I need flour. I need a tablespoon of flour, but not yet. Okay, I'm jumping around here. I need breadcrumbs. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so breadcrumbs. I need half of a cup. Okay, there we go. Back on track. Okay, put that in there. Set that aside so I know I actually used it. And it was supposed to be like garlic and herb breadcrumbs, so I'm going to just add garlic and herb to it. It seems like plenty. Okay, let's go ahead and get the lid on here. Goes this way. I've got it all centered up. All right, turn that on. Need my other battery. Nice thing about having an extra, it comes that way. All right, so here we go. Maybe. Love this because it's cordless. And it's got a good amount of power, which is great. It does it through way faster than the manual did. Okay, let me take this off of here. I usually, especially if I'm doing something like this, I set it on the other side of the sink so that it doesn't end up in the water accelerating and fry my arm. Okay, so next up, got my chicken cut, and I'm going to place it in the bowl and put flour and salt on that. Only a little bit of flour and only a little bit of breadcrumbs, but if you're doing like a full-on keto, like obviously those would not be a good plan. But if you're just kind of watching carbs, which is what I'm doing, I'm just kind of watching carbs. So here's my tablespoon of flour and it fell over. Let's see if I can scoop that up. Handy scraper to the rescue. And then, and salt. So let's do, I think I'm going to do kosher salt on that. Just a little bit thicker. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and mix that and coat it up. And these are our batter bowls, which are amazing. And now there are 3 of them, and you can buy them all separately. So if you already have one, you can buy them separately, or you can buy them as a set. And I think it's like $67 for like 3 of these bowls, and they're wonderful. And you can use the Flex Plus, like the hand mixer in this. You know, using a hand mixer on like glass is like kind of a no-no. So like be really careful if you're doing that. Like understand you can like shatter your bowl, but these are wonderful for that. Okay, and a small bowl, whisk the egg and add to batter bowl. I forgot an egg. So it says, yeah, so I'm going to put it in here anyway. So I'm just going to start with it in there and just put it on the side and then whisk it. So I don't dirty one more thing. Okay. It's my garbage bowl. Now, if anybody used to watch like Rachel Ray, I just love her. I think she's so cute. But she always had her little garbage bowl, which I bought her garbage bowl because I was like, I'm pretty sure that you just can't cook without a garbage bowl. So I bought that. I got it in here somewhere. But now I've got sets of these bowls, so I kind of like, depending on how much garbage I think I'll have, kind of just pick one of the bowls. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to coat that. It's all going to go in there anyway, so I might as well just use the same bowl. Okay, put broccoli mixture into a resealable bag, add chicken, and squeeze out as much air as possible, and then knead and shake to mix. Now that sounds interesting. Okay, well that mixed up well. Put that over here. Let me get my baggie. I love it when they do things that are coated and using the bag because, man, that makes it like so much easier to clean up, especially when you've chosen to do like 10 million things in the kitchen at once, kind of like I did today. All right, so since we're all going into the chicken, it doesn't really matter if this stays without chicken on it, so that's not really a big deal. It's all going to have chicken on it. Pop that in there. So what they're doing is kind of a switch up on the chicken nugget and doing kind of a hide a veggie in there, which kind of seems like a good like adult chicken nugget, which is pretty cool. You got lots and lots of oats, like the Southwestern salad got tons and tons of oats. Like running out of room over here. Okay, let me put that in there. I can get it in there without making too much of a mess. All right. And then add chicken, squeeze out as much air as possible, and then knead and shake. Okay. See if it sticks. That was kind of what I was wondering. I'm like, I wonder if this will actually like stick to this. It'd be interesting to see. And then I promise I will do the drawing. So in just a second, for those of you that are popping on that were on last week, I promise I won't forget. Okay, it says bake 11 to 13 minutes and sprinkle with cheese, of course, and to use your large bar pan, but I'm going to use the circle pan because it's new and it's beautiful and I'm looking always for any excuse I can to use it. And if you don't know me, I literally hate to touch chicken, so gloves are my friend. Okay, so let's take this. And then all we have left is the giveaway and a dipping sauce for this. And we are good to go. So a little bit longer this time. But I just couldn't decide. I'm like, I think I just need to make both of them. All right, so I'm going to spray this just a little bit. I've got my temperature on the oven is at 450. Do like a light spray on there. Throw that out. Smells good. Throw that away. Okay. So kind of like divide them into, I guess, nuggets. That was a big one. In there. And I wondered, I'm like, they look so pretty in the picture. I wasn't sure that I would be able to make them that pretty. So we'll see how that goes. Really excited. Our test kitchen is going to start doing live videos. I'm so excited. And I will make sure to give you information on how to join those. Like, how cool is that? Like, the people that are making the recipes are going to start doing like their own little like live cooking shows. Like, so cool. And they're health conscious, and kind of watching like the trends. So I feel like I can do what they're doing and not have to make so many substitutions, to be able to eat the way I need to eat to keep, on my goals. So, okay. I think I overdid the amount of chicken, but man, it smells amazing. Thank goodness it's not like cookies where it needs to like spread out on the pan. I think I missed a spot on my chicken. Okay, those didn't turn out as pretty. All right. It's kind of like chicken broccoli blobs there, but they do smell really good. Okay, let me take off my gloves and I will pop this into the oven when it takes 10 to 11 minutes, which some of these are kind of big, so we'll see how long that actually takes. Alexa, set a timer for 11 minutes. Okay. All right. I am going to do the drawing now, and then I will finish up the dipping sauce, but I'm afraid I'll forget the drawing if I don't do it now. Okay, so I had bunches of people that commented last week, so we got a lot more entries this week. So I went ahead and wrote them out ahead of time, just so that I wasn't writing really slowly, like on a live video. So I've got Deborah and Maureen, who are both in my VIP, Kelly, who is just on a party, Lori, and Linda, who is just on a party, Carol in a party, Dana, who's hosting, Carol was hosting, Crystal was a host. Let's see, Kevin is in my VIP page, and then Lynn, who is in my VIP page. Okay, let's shake it up. All right, here we go. And the winner this week, which I'm not sure what you're going to get, but I will let you know. I'm trying not to peek. Is Dana. Yay! Awesome. So Dana's hosting right now. So Dana, I'll shoot you a message and get that all figured out on what you're going to win and how it will get to you. Okay, so if you are wanting to win this week, make sure that you comment and share this video, and then you will be entered to win. Okay, so combine dipping sauce ingredients in a small bowl. That is my kind of recipe. And I'm, of course, like out of small bowls. All right, well, we'll do a medium bowl. Okay, so we have Dijon mustard, Greek yogurt, and then honey. And I need half of a cup of Greek yogurt. And when it's a sauce like this, I don't worry too much about the gunk that's on the top because it needs to be kind of like saucy anyway. So I don't worry too much about the liquid that's on the top. Let's see if I can find I'm running out of measuring spoons. Okay, probably running out of whisks too. All right. There we go. Okay, so let's get that in there. That's probably going to be problematic. All right, so I need half of a cup of Greek yogurt. All right, I'll put that in there. And then I need 2 tablespoons of Dijon, which I'm not even sure this is open. Nope. I go through Dijon like it is going out of style. So, and I'm going to be honest, I just like a blob is a tablespoon in my mind. And I buy cheap because I'm just cooking with it. So I just buy like whatever the grocery store brand is. Let's see if that could be a minute. Here goes my honey. I need to put honey on my list. So such a great like natural sweetener, but man, it doesn't take much. I need to get that in there. And you need 1.5 tablespoons of that, which that could be like a year and a half by the time this all gets out of here. It's a really good honey from one of our local places. Looks like I'm gonna have to go visit to get some more. Okay, we're gonna go with that because I am kind of watching sugar, so I'm not gonna put all of that in there. Okay, my hands were super sticky. Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to use this whisk because I have used all of the rest of my whisks in my live video, which is silly. Okay. And then I will put that in a small bowl and stick it in the refrigerator. But I love the fact that like on the Greek yogurt, it's kind of chunky. But man, our whisks like whip right through that and make it super creamy without the chunks, which I hate. So awesome. Okay, so my chicken will be done in, I guess, 6 minutes. This is the dipping sauce, and then I have my Southwest salad is in the fridge, so I will make sure that I take some pictures and show you the final product. And then, yes, I will post this. I know last time it took me like an hour and a half to remember to post it, so I got sidetracked. But I will post the 2 recipes, and then if I make the chicken in the rock crock, if I make that this week, I'll either pop on live or put up something so that you guys can see it. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, everybody.